Sam Darley here, and today I'm talking to you about the Texans quarterback situation, which is really not much of a situation, but it's still something we gotta talk about, right? Because of course we got nothing else to talk about. Texans training camp. It's all over Facebook, ESPN, Twitter, you name it. That Tom Savage will be starting, and that Hopkins has more chemistry, blah 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 blah. Well, it's really not a situation, if you ask me. Simply because, well, I know the Texans moved it from number 25 in the draft to number 12 to take Deshaun Watson out of Clemson. Deshaun Watson, in my opinion, is the best quarterback prospect from the draft. And Houston is talking, and Bill O'Brien is named Tom Savage still the starting quarterback. Well, I like it for one because Houston can't rush the development of Watson. He is the future of the franchise. And number two, young quarterbacks don't always handle trial by fire. Derek Carr is being one of the exceptions. But it's very rare to see a young quarterback go in immediately and light it up in the NFL. I mean, like I said, Carr struggled at the beginning, but he seemed to have gotten better as the years moved along. And as his career has gone on. But of course, Matt Schaub was named the Raiders starting quarterback when they drafted Carr. But Schaub was still in that pick six disease, been on a downward slope, and it continued to be so bad in training camp that the Raiders were just like, we have no choice. We have to go to this kid. We have to give this kid a chance because, well, hey, Schaub may not give us the best chance of winning, but we also look bad in our locker room if we don't start the kid. Well, Savage has got the respect of the Texans locker room. It's no question about it. People his teammates respect him. They like him. But the thing about Tom Savage is, as he's been a solid quarterback. He has yet to turn the ball over. He didn't turn it over last year in 5 starts. He has only turned it over once in his NFL career, which is very short-lived because of all the injuries. And that is why this is a non-story. Because there's no way in absolute earth that Bill O'Brien, when Tom Savage gets hurt again, I hate to say it, but we all know what's going to happen. Tom Savage, at some point in this season, is going to get hurt. And there's just no way that Bill O'Brien is going to start Brandon Weeden. There's just no way. I also like it because I think I also like Savage being the starter for the Texans because, like I said, the Texans cannot rush the future. They cannot rush the face of the franchise. They know that they've got a defense capable of taking them to the Super Bowl. But I also think Bill O'Brien is testing the moxie and the making of Deshaun Watson. Does he have the fire in the belly? Will this benching drive him to be better? Because I think he's a far better player than Savage. I do. I think I think he has better physical traits than Savage, but Savage has been in the system for longer than Watson, and also Savage has been in the NFL. So he's seeing the difference between college and the pros. He's been in pro football a little bit longer than Watson. So Watson at some point will get his chance this year. It's no doubt about it. Hopefully, possibly by the bye week, maybe early, because like I said, you can't trust Savage to stay healthy. This is a non-story. I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm sick of talking about the Texans quarterback situation. The Texans, and this is why they're not rushing. This is another reason why they're not rushing Watson. Because they're trying to get it right at the quarterback spot. And they're not. So in 2 years or 3 years' time, they're not having to do what Jacksonville should have done, just take a quarterback. They do not want to be taking any more quarterbacks in the draft or having to go into every offseason needing a quarterback. So this is just it's good for Watson to sit down and really work on his craft, and it gives him an opportunity to really learn Bill O'Brien's offense. And it'll also give him a chance to really work on the chemistry with his teammates, with Hopkins. The Texans are still trying to get Hopkins signed long term. Can't see that in that contract situation, how that plays out. As training camp moves along, the Texans will open up the preseason Wednesday against the Carolina Panthers. I think we'll see Watson in that game. I think Savage will start. I think, like I said, I hate to say it, but I just think at some point Savage is going to get hurt. Bill O'Brien does not want to be fired. That being said, Bill O'Brien will turn the reins over to Deshaun Watson when Savage yet again gets hurt. He got hurt last year. That's why Brock Osweiler was back under center. You can't be a starting quarterback in the NFL and not be reliable, not be dependable. And that's what Savage is. He's unreliable. You can't depend on him to stay healthy long enough to really know what he is in the NFL. But I think he's a solid player. He's got a big arm and he's accurate. He can stand in the pocket. But he can't take any punishment in the NFL. I mean, as you've seen with all the injuries. So I think at some point you will see Deshaun Watson. Probably, maybe at the bye week, maybe sooner. But this is a non-story. And let's move on from it. Because it's not. It's Texans fans being too dramatic. Media has to talk about something during training camp because there's nothing going on. So we'll see what happens, but Deshaun Watson will end up being the starting quarterback of the Texans. Probably like I said, probably most likely by the bye week. But we'll see how long Savage lasts. He might not even last preseason. I'm sorry. I hate to say it, but Tom Savage is just too injury prone to believe that he's going to be the long-term answer at quarterback when we all know it's Deshaun Watson. Thank you for watching. This has been Sam Darley.